everybody, welcome back to Miratv with BsandGs. As always, I am Ulises. And we got one new face.
Hold up, homie! Don't forget to fucking shout out your co-host first, and
got,
then we'll fucking bring up the rest.
And
we
your
got,
third co-host.
We got motherfucking Amber on the left side. We got motherfucking David on the right side.
You already know my slogan.
And then we got motherfucking...
Who's that?
Oh, it's Leia.
I don't know her.
Leia over there.
Basic.
And then we got one of her friends over here in the far right.
She's Brazilian, guys.
I'm Brazilian. So exotic.
Yeah, hit her up, guys. Hit her up, my soccer players. She's Brazilian.
Exotic as fuck. So the question is today, do people that you surround yourself with impact your life choices and actions that you sometimes take? Whether it be your family, friends, even co-workers, or fucking acquaintances, not just your fucking friends. What do y'all think? Ladies, y'all can start, as always.
I feel like our core values come from our childhood, to be honest. Like how we grew up, how we raised, how we, like, our morals and stuff like that. It kind of has a big influence, I feel.
Oh, 100%. Like how you're like raised by your parents, like that's the biggest impact, at least for me. You know,
so
like
what if you're not raised by your parents?
Then you're raised by someone or by yourself. At that point, you have to get like a sense of self, you know?
So if you're not raised by your parents and say you're in a halfway house or, you know, your parents aren't in the picture, then what?
Then you're raised by the environment.
That. You're influenced by whoever the hell is in the halfway
Yeah,
house.
people are obviously
have you ever met someone like that? I have. I mean, they didn't raise in it, but they live in it.
Not from like a halfway house or like from a foster home or from an orphanage. I met people like that.
I mean, I guess
like, you kind of like reflect yourself from what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you either want to follow the footsteps of your parents or you want to try to do better in life.
Like you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to problem solve or even communicate like well. Which is crazy. People
we talked about communication on our last episode. Oh boy.
True.
Yeah, it's really important. Like people think like, oh, like abusive tendencies and stuff. They think that's like normal.
Do you think?
But that all starts hella young.
It starts off young. It starts off from like trauma, oftentimes.
Do you feel like the people that live in these like foster homes that grew up in a foster in the foster you know, that program and stuff?
And you know what? Some foster households are really good. They made that child better. And some,
yeah.
as we hear, get molested, get abused in certain ways.
And they have like abandonment like stuff. It's hard for them to connect with people.
Right, right.
And then at that point, it's just luck of the draw then. Some people are just lucky.
That's true.
They're lucky or more privileged than others. They didn't ask for that, but they were either brought into that environment.
That's true. I feel like, I mean, especially like here in California, like you were mentioning the whole, you know, some are good and then some are just shitty. And I feel like just depending on resources, you know, and everything that each county gets, I feel like it's tough. So I feel like those people growing up in that shitty foster care program, I feel like they might have tougher life, you know, when they grow up. I feel like.
Do you have anything to say?
I know. He's gonna.
Or go focus on my candy right now.
You've been focused for the last
I
5
don't
minutes.
you know
how much I struggle to open this shit right now? So, hey, you guys can go to your conversation. I'll jump in right now and let me enjoy my candy.
I don't know, people tend to like throw the question like, oh, are you more like your mom or your dad? And I feel like that kind of holds like some truth to it, if that makes sense. Or are you like your sibling? Are you anything like your sibling? And oftentimes siblings are complete opposites. Even though you guys have the same genes, grew up kind of in similar ways, but your interests are different, your attitudes are different, and stuff like that.
Oh, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you two siblings are different.
So, how do you guys think, like, you guys are different? Even though you guys got raised kind of more or less the same.
I'll let you answer that.
Well, first of all, are you the oldest, are you the middle, or the youngest? Because I feel that has a big ass
He's the
effect.
youngest.
Yeah.
Of how many girls?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So he's spoiled rotten.
I feel like the youngest is always the most like free spirit.
Mhm.
Like I'm the youngest too.
Oh, I disagree.
We're wild.
I
The
like.
oldest is the calmest.
Between
Really?
my brother and
I like
I'm
that
the
shit,
oldest. He's the youngest, and he's the more sheltered, the more like kept to himself, like do good. And I was the free spirited one. I was a
Really?
crackhead. Not actually. I don't even know where lately, but like
Yeah,
I was a crazy
We're
one.
talking about
I
halfway
wasn't-
houses then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like the older sibling, so sometimes I get that like big sister energy off of you. if that makes sense. So sometimes like I notice like with my friends if they're like an older sibling, they carry themselves in a certain way.
Well, that's the thing with being the oldest. Like, you have to, like, do your shit, but, like, outside. But then when you're, like, with the people that you have to nurture, take care of, you have to change your persona almost. You know? Like, you have to, like, be the one to give them advice and that guidance. But then when you're out, like, there's no one giving that guidance to you.
I mean, you're the youngest, so you probably still got your ass beat. But I feel like my
once or
sister
twice.
and I, being the oldest. I mean, obviously I have an older sister, but I feel like my two younger brothers had it easily when it came to the ass beating. Not saying we're applying.
Oh, I
not-
agree with that.
You know, but I'm just saying it was just, at least in the Hispanic culture, I feel like we were
We're getting our ass kicked constantly. Constantly.
you know, but
Constantly.
but I feel like once as your parents get older too, I feel like they just get.
But then
They get
again,
tired.
They're like we already been through this.
Okay, let me ask you that question.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is it
Hey,
fair?
Let me throw a little spin to this now. Let me talk
Oh, now
how
he
we were
wants to
raised.
talk.
Yeah, no, I finished my candy. Now I'm good.
See?
You guys
Alright,
He
so-
got his fix.
Get
If you don't
ready.
know, hey, what the fuck? Let me talk. Shit.
See? Spoiled rotten.
I know, huh?
You already know.
Go ahead.
So, if you don't know, I was raised in Santa Ana, and then where I was raised was kind of ghetto, you know, it's kind of ghetto, so the people around me were kind of hood. So, growing up, all I knew was hood,
Push it.
hood shit, you know? Like hiding shit from my mom, because my brother needed someone to hide it, you know, so I would hide his shit. And like seeing shit like that, like, fuck, it does influence and it has a big effect in your life. Like, you can either fucking go the wrong way and be a gangster, and fucking, who knows, end up 6 feet under, or fucking in life, doing life in prison, or who knows, you know? Or be like, fuck that, I'm not gonna be like my brother or my friends and join a gang and fuck up my life and do something with my life. You know what I mean? And I would say, like, my family, that side that I grew up in, that I was close in, was just hood, like straight hood. My brother, my cousin that I call brother, is from the hood. And if my mom, I thank my mom so much because she got me out of Santa Ana and moved to Anaheim. Because who knows, like, if I would have stayed there, I probably would have joined the gang with my cousin. I'd probably be locked up with him. Hopefully he's doing good inside, you know, but I won't see him until we're like 50. You know, he's like 20-something. Which sucks, you know, just thinking about it, like, if I would have joined the hood with him, because that's what we knew, you know, I backed him up. Like, we backed our family up, we
Would've been
backed our
right there
cousins
with
up.
him.
We would have been locked up together, doing fucking life sentences, or who knows, probably got killed together. You know? And, like, people don't have it rough like us sometimes, you know? Some people have it good. Like, I'm not gonna say I had it rough, because my parents fucking spoiled the fuck out of me. I was the fucking, como se dice in Spanish, consentido. You know? I was the spoiled baby, I was the spoiled brat. But, yeah, like, if my mom didn't take me out and I found soccer, which soccer saved my life, I probably would have been doing dumb shit and fucking being a gangster or fucking doing drugs or selling drugs or some shit like that. So, yeah, I say the people around you have a big effect on you. Like, my mom would be like, don't hang out with the crowd, but you know how stubborn the fuck we are when we're young? Oh, nah, fuck that, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, these are my homies. Like, I'm gonna go kick it with my homies. Or fucking, I would sneak out. Sorry, Mom, I know you're gonna see this. I would sneak out of the window and go kick it with the homies at night. She wouldn't let me out. Because my brother was a gangster, so she's like, I don't want you to end up like him. But I still would sneak out and go do dumb shit. Yeah. You know, that's just the people I was surrounded by. Gangsters. Gangsters.
Ladies.
So who do you think influences you more, your friends or your family?
Is it true when your parents say, "Show me your friends," or everyone says, "Show me your friends," and I'll tell you who you are? You guys.
Oh yeah,
100%.
show me
No,
your friends.
How
that's-
about when your mom tells you something and you don't listen, but it comes out
It
like
comes out later.
true.
Mm-hmm.
What she told you not to do, it fucking.
It's how we
comes
learn
in,
the hard
and it
way.
fucking-
I have to learn the hard way.
Like my mom tells me some shit,
Time I
and
learned.
my mom tells me some shit, and I don't listen.
We
to
know
that.
you.
I don't listen to nobody because I think they're like, oh, you
'Cause
know
you're in-
shit. Hard.
You're another topic. You're for another conversation.
You're
That
your
other
own,
side, that
like-
other shit is
You're your
another
own
topic.
topic.
You know what I mean? But I would say my parents for sure had the most influence.
No,
Yeah,
same.
my
Like, I
parents
think
for sure.
every friend that my parents have met, they've always been able to point out, like, the wrong ones. Like, this
Yeah.
person's fake, this person's gonna ruin your life, even if I don't see it,
But
and they end up
yeah.
being right.
Yeah.
Like, this person's gonna put you in the hole, this person's gonna, like, put you in a bad situation, like, watch out. And they've been right about that shit.
My parents have never told me that.
My
Really?
parents
More of
always-
like more of my close friends have told me that, like, oh, like show me your friend, and like that's who you are. But I don't know. Like sometimes my so-called people I hang with, like sometimes they're not as close as they think they are with me. I'm just kind of like cool with them. If that makes sense.
I follow you on Instagram, right? And, no, I'm serious. Let me tell you something.
So I'm your friend, right?
No, no,
I
no,
stalk your
no.
shit.
This is. It's funny
So
she
I
brings this
stalk your
up
shit.
because you put up like a meme that had. I'm sure you guys have all seen it when it's like a hole, and you're helping out the person
Mm.
that's in the hole, or they're helping you, vice versa. And there's a ladder right there where all you have to do is
Right.
put the
Yeah, I
ladder
posted
down.
it yesterday.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously we see it. We post something that we can relate to sometimes. So, is there something that you've been through kind of like that made you just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna post that,"
Yeah.
or is it just to kind of?
Well, some people like want to make it seem like, oh, I care about you. I'm trying to help you. When in reality, they're getting something out of it. They're trying to manipulate you into thinking like, I'm doing a favor for you. When in reality, it's like,
I think that's how it is nowadays.
Okay.
Like people always are. If it doesn't benefit them, then they don't want to help. I think that's how it is nowadays.
And there's always an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
It'd always be your own, too. You never see it coming, but it'd always be your own.
I said that too, like
Yeah.
a week ago. I'd be like, it'd be the saddest part about life is it'd be your own people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not perfect.
None of us are.
Yeah, but like
But-
I've lost.
All right, let me question her or go against whatever she has to say.
Yes.
Or whatever you guys say.
Interrogate
Just a little
me.
bit. Okay, I'm just gonna talk shit then. No. So let's say we have a friend, right? And I'm pretty sure we all gone through this. How many of
all
us?
have friends.
How many of us, when your friend does you wrong, like fucking fucked up wrong, like let's say for our homies, when they talk behind our exes after we break up with them, and you find out,
Oh shit.
you know what I mean? And they don't tell you like a man. So you guys stop talking, like we stop talking as friends,
It's true. It's happening.
but you still take them back as a homie,
That's true.
even after they stab you in the back. How many of us do that? Have you done that in your life? Have you taken
100%.
someone back after they've done like backstab you?
Bros before hoes.
Okay. Now, but let's say that we stop talking. You guys stop talking as friends because of what happened, the situation. So it kind of fucked up your friendship.
I think it's different
But
with
you take them
girls.
back.
I think it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Right.
Like, there's only so many
Fucking
times you can,
J.
like,
Cole.
do something.
But no, I think it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think guys get over stuff faster than girls.
So why
Girls are
do
more
you, why
No,
do
you
you
girls hold fucking grudges.
Yeah,
girls
so why
are
do girls hold
mean.
grudges?
You girls,
Y'all are
you girls
petty,
hold
though.
grudges.
That's literally it. Cause girls are petty. Girls can be mean when they want to.
But does that bring into like your maturity level, or is it
Of
just
course.
like
I mean,
It depends
I-
how bad they like fuck you up.
no.
Well, I
mean-
it's just, I think it has to do with maturity.
Yeah. But
Because
being mature is like a
nowadays,
conscious
I don't hold
choice.
grudges. I'm like, it is what it
Okay,
is.
fine. So if
That's how it
someone
is.
killed your family member, you're not gonna hold a grudge.
What the
Whoa,
fuck? We're
what
killing
the
them
fuck?
back.
Wait,
What
bro.
the fuck?
I'm
I'm
literally
fucking-
naming an extreme.
I'm
That's
getting
all
locked
doing.
up for killing
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Shit, what
That's
the
a
fuck?
different level.
That's stupid. If you
I
don't
like
go
the
kill this
thought, though.
motherfucker,
Hey,
Literally,
you're
I'm
locked up.
I'm just naming an extreme.
That's fucking
example.
another
I like
right
that
level.
thought.
Then you cut them off. You're not just gonna be petty.
Fuck, I'm
You're
6 feet
gonna
under.
be petty still.
Huh?
Sure, you got your revenge, whatever. How do you feel now? Do you still feel
I feel
petty?
amazing. I feel great.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
over it.
yeah, I mean,
Great.
so
I got what I
That's
had to do what I had to do.
I feel like-
Move on.
Yep.
So if you get revenge on someone, you already feel fulfilled. Like
Yes,
you feel like you
I'm
feel
done.
better,
I'm
like
good.
automatically.
You don't
Boom.
Example.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I have
Go
an
on.
example. I have an
I
example.
told you.
Let's
Kill it.
say your best friend
I gave
dates
you
your
an example.
ex behind your back, and
I
they
gave
don't
you
tell
an
you.
Ha!
And they were there for you during the breakup. They were consoling you. This is a little too specific. But it's a real example. Like it's like relatable. Like to me. But
Hey, they're not really.
And personally,
Let me tell you
they
this.
can have any of my exes.
They ain't really
I don't
there.
fuck about
I'm gonna
that.
tell you this. They're not really there.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey,
Hey,
let me
fuck
know
you.
how they taste.
Let me know how my dick tastes when you did that shit, homie.
No, but for real, that's never happened to me, so I don't know.
But it
what I
could
would do.
happen.
But
had any homies?
It happens.
Like,
I don't
Do you
know.
trust your
No.
friends enough for them to not do that shit to you? Because I thought I did. I think a lot of people in those
I trust
situations
her.
You know
thought
what?
that they
You know,
should
There's
here.
only a handful of friends that I truly trust.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that kind of trust, I think that it's strong enough for you to say, okay.
But we still don't listen.
We
Fuck, I
So at the end of the day is we fuck up ourselves. We put ourselves to that.
Because you're so emotional.
You know what I'm saying? So
But if you don't
and
give a
that's
fuck,
and that's where it comes back
it won't
to.
hurt you.
For me, like, is trust earned? Is it received already? And then
Yes.
you lose the trust? Like,
No,
what is it?
I feel like
earned.
You
I
give.
think it's earned.
I feel like. Well, how do you? Okay, we fucking had this conversation in
We-
my fucking apartment. Okay. How do you earn trust when you don't even know really the person, right? What is the person supposed to do to earn your trust?
I don't know, you could tell them something and see if it gets out.
But
Like, is that a
one thing,
test?
though. Oh
Yeah.
wait,
Test
isn't
them a
it?
bit?
So what? Isn't it easier to?
I don't know. I've never
is-
had to do that.
Isn't
Yeah.
it easier to give someone your trust, and if they
Lie or whatever.
lie and do it, then that's when you know, like
Innocent
you
until
then
proven
that's when
It
you
could work
say
that way
you
too.
lost your
It
trust.
could
So-
work that way too.
So what me and Uli said is that how we are is that we give our trust to people, but that one time you fuck up,
Is
that
it?
one that's it. You're not
Okay,
getting my
but
trust.
what
You're not
about
getting
that
my help. You're not getting
situation?
shit.
What about that situation? So I dated her ex and we're trying to be friends again. So what happens there? Does she trust me or does she not?
But see,
That's
now-
up to you.
But that-
That's
yeah.
up to her. I personally wouldn't trust them no more.
Yeah,
and that's
I
where it
wouldn't.
comes. Do you
I'd
have
be
a?
like,
I wouldn't.
do
You know, like,
it's like,
you know what I mean?
do you
Like,
keep the person as a friend or you
See,
leave
in
them
that
as an
case, I
acquaintance?
don't really care though. To be honest. I feel like
Yeah,
if
I
they
wonder
said
why
like,
you
"Oh,
wouldn't
me and your
care.
ex are dating," I'm
I
sorry, I
wonder
didn't
why
tell
you
you.
wouldn't care.
Well, see, I didn't care
I probably
I
wouldn't.
that they were
Why
dating.
she
I
wouldn't
cared
care?
that they lied.
I wonder
That's the
why.
only thing I would say.
I kept that shit because
Wonder
you know
why she
why?
wouldn't care.
Because if she was there for you while you were crying and upset and oh my god, I loved it so much.
Boom.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't like.
I'd be like, you fucking bitch, you were there for me when I
Boom.
was crying.
But there's a
And
reason
now
why
you're
it
sleeping with
ended, so I'm not gonna. Okay, but that's also being petty.
See?
So
It's
how long do you
so
keep
good.
it? How long do you keep that pettiness for?
You don't. You let it go.
Oh,
But-
Yeah, you let it go.
So
You
when's
don't
the
try to
last-
get even.
When's the last
You don't
time
try to get revenge.
When's the last time you both
You
let
can
some
for-
shit like that go?
You
Wait,
forgive
wait.
and you forget.
That.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Yeah. When was the last time any of you ladies let some shit like that go? You're a little older, so we understand.
Fuck you, dick.
Fuck you, bitch.
Bitch. But I'm just
Bitch.
saying, like, when was the last time you guys went through some shit like that and got over it right away?
I don't care. You can talk to my ex. Good luck.
Good luck.
I honestly don't care. If they kept it from me, oh my god, Malaya, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm dating your ex and I didn't tell you. Okay.
That's never happened to me.
But what if
Fuck
you're
you
like,
want me to do about it? That's none of my business.
But my ex's friends have hit me up.
and what do you do in that situation?
Sorry.
Because you're a good friend.
Yeah,
There you go.
I don't do that.
Sorry.
I don't date my ex's friends.
So
You did me
learning
dirty,
to let shit go.
and it's time to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So
I feel like if I was mad at my friend for that, that just means I still have feelings for my ex. But if I don't care, I don't care.
No, I mean, like, for me at least, it's not even the fact that they were together, it's the fact that they lied. Like, lying
Yes.
to me is the biggest red flag. Because I'm so honest, or at least I do my best to be.
well, not
But
even
who
that.
doesn't?
Being there for you when you went through the breakup.
Exactly.
You know?
It's different if your friend is currently texting your boo. That's fucked up.
But you don't
Oh,
give
they
a
were. Let me know.
fuck.
They
You
were.
don't give a fuck though.
I said I don't give a fuck
No.
if it's an ex.
Yeah.
What if I'm
If
dating
they're
someone
together.
What if you're dating someone and
Yeah,
and
what if
my
you're dating
friend
someone?
is talking to
Yeah,
their, what?
So what
You
if
don't
an
give a
ex?
fuck?
What if your current
partner.
situation
Whoa.
gets hit up by an ex?
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
Do you give a fuck?
Of course.
Do you
There
really?
you go.
If my current partner is talking to their ex, absolutely. Because they're part of my life. But if they're my ex, go. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you're a part of my life and you do me shady, then I'm going to feel some type of way. If they're an ex, they're not a part of my life, I don't care. Fall off the cliff. I don't give a fuck.
Damn.
Like
So what if your current man is talking to one of his exes? Does that affect you? Does that hurt you?
Yeah. Would
Really?
it hurt you?
Does it?
Would it hurt you?
Does it hurt you?
Would it hurt you?
Does it hurt you?
Okay, answer
I
the
just
fucking
said yes. How many
question.
times have I fucking
Are you
said?
being completely honest with me on that answer or no?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Okay.
So if your current partner was texting
Okay.
their
No,
ex,
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
would it hurt you?
I'm just asking.
Oh, what I can't ask you a question, David. Okay. Alright, fine. You guys.
What if you're in that situation?
If Natalia,
If
if
what?
your current
Wait,
partner
hold
was
on.
texting their ex, how would you feel?
I'd always feel some type of way about it.
Exactly.
Of course, there's no way not.
Who wouldn't?
What would he?
Who
Yeah,
would-
exactly.
Who
Who
wouldn't?
wouldn't?
Okay, then why are you
How do you-
asking
okay,
me that
how would you
question?
approach it?
What are you
Okay,
gonna yes
so how do you
or
approach
no?
Shut up then. Shut up.
Listen, in my mind,
All of a
there
sudden
is
it
no
switched that
reason you should be
answer.
talking to your ex unless you guys have a mortgage or a baby.
Or a baby.
like,
I'm
there's
like,
no reason.
what do you, at that point, what do you guys even have to offer each
And
other?
then they're like, oh, I want to be on good terms with them. I want to be friends with them, not like friends.
Okay, let me throw something at you. What if your partner's immature as fuck? And can't really keep it cool like that with you? Like
Handle
there's
it.
nothing involved and you lay it down to him. I don't want you back, I don't want nothing.
And there's
Just
a
for
kid
us
involved.
kids, just for our kids, we're gonna keep it cool.
You have to be the mature
No
one.
pity, no pittiness.
Yeah. And you have to be the mature one. There's nothing you can do. You can't control that other person.
Yeah.
So it's like you either be good with yourself and let it be known.
But what is it affects your little one.
And yeah, because
You know
the
it
whole
does.
thing is
You know it affects the little one.
the whole
It
yeah.
does.
I would
Yes.
encourage them to start dating again.
So yeah, so
I
yeah.
know you're in love with me.
And that kind of brings up and that's kind of like yeah, it does.
But it's
actually-
never
You know
gonna
what I mean?
happen.
But that's
More
what I'm
on
trying
your
to come at.
level,
That's
you
what I'm
know?
trying to come at.
So how would you feel if one of your own starts making
One of my own.
no like your own child starts making poor decisions because of what he saw with his parents?
Yep.
Because now we're talking about how they were raised.
Because now you guys are trying to be cool, but at the same time it's not cool because it's toxic
Healthy
as fuck.
co-parenting.
Okay, but not every fucking co-parenting is healthy as fuck.
Yeah.
Try your
Then you
best.
gotta do what's best with the kids.
You can try as much as you want,
Right.
but when there's toxic
When
involved,
the other
Therapy.
person is toxic and the
hey,
other
honestly,
Mhm.
who hasn't seen it or who hasn't been through it wouldn't know. Whoever's seen it and has like family members that have gone through it and you see it personally, like right in front of you, won't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But if you haven't seen it, they can make fun of it, therapy, this. But if you haven't seen these kids suffer like that, you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I think it's just really
You know what I
important
mean?
just to have a good foundation.
Okay,
That's
but if you don't have that
always nice.
foundation because it's so toxic,
then you don't have anything.
Yeah.
there's nothing. That's what I'm trying to get to.
But you know
Yeah.
Not even
what?
therapy can
Communication
help
is
this shit.
key when it comes to your kids.
Because-
Yes,
Mhm.
of
Because
course,
if you
100%.
don't communicate with your children, they will not know how to deal with things.
Listen, for me, a good foundation doesn't necessarily have to mean a married mom and dad
No.
that are in love. Because if the parents are married and they're hella fighting or being toxic towards each other,
So-
like that kid's gonna learn that shit.
Yeah,
Or if
right.
they're divorced but trying to co-parent, the kid's gonna learn that shit.
Yes.
So sometimes a good foundation is separate but still together, knowing
keep
that
it
you
cool.
don't have
And
one
I've
or the
seen
other.
that.
I've
I've
seen
seen
awesome
great
co-parenting. Yes,
co-parenting.
I have seen it too.
They go on trips together.
They go to their fucking sports games
Yeah,
and they're wearing
it's
their
great.
jerseys, their
Like,
pictures, everything.
They
like,
weren't
fuck,
good
that's
as
just
a
bad.
couple, but they're good separate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like I've had family members where it got so toxic as fuck that it was better for them to just split.
Okay,
Of
but then what
course.
if the parents
I feel like
they
even-
don't want anything to do with each other? They don't want to co-parent. They want to do their own thing.
That's fucked
Then-
up
How-
for the kid.
But how does a kid deal with that?
Therapy.
But then no, but
Period.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
But
but- okay,
then-
well, see that, and that's I feel like that's where
But then
that's
again,
where
if
it's,
they're
I feel like that's where it's like the shittiest situation for the kid
Yeah.
because like why do we have to
but
Why
then
are they
automatically
selfish?
put him through therapy
But
Well,
then
Because as soon as
then again,
hold on, as soon as we put a kid through therapy, man, I feel like his brain just starts working so like crazy. As soon as you start bringing a kid to therapy, I feel like he's gonna talk to his friends and be like, oh well, I can't hang out with you today because I have to go see my therapist, right?
Mhm.
And I'm serious. And so he's like, oh, you have what's that? You know, if they're young, they're gonna start asking like, oh, what's a therapist? He's like, oh, you know, the kid will explain himself, and then it's like, oh, you're kind of weird, or like, I feel like it's not just affecting him in his home, but I feel like it's elsewhere that he tries, whether it be school or other stuff. And I feel like, why should a child be put in a situation just because he has two shitty parents? So I feel like it's tough, it's hard, it's a hard thing for whether to be like, oh, it's good, it's bad, because it's fucked up to the kid.
when that shit happens, when there's two parents that are so toxic to each other, there's always someone in that family that gets along with that kid. You know what I mean? There's always someone in your family that gets along with that kid and they look up to him like a dad or a mom. You know what I mean? There's always someone stepping up, whether it's his grandma or his uncle. You know what I mean? Because I have, like, let me tell you, like, I have, you know, people in my family, like in my family, who look up to me, you know, because stuff didn't go the right way. So I'm like that figure. You know what I mean? So I try to make sure they're okay, try to make sure they don't get depressed, try to make sure they don't get anxiety. I go out of my way to get them everything that I can possibly. Or if they want money or something, I find a way for them to go work or wash a car or something to get that money, you know? That's where we step in as a family member and know that if something's not working out and the kids are going to get affected by it, because you've seen it before. You step in and you go and you ask them what's wrong, it's okay, you can talk to me. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm so open with my nieces and nephews that they'll come talk to me before they even talk to their parents. I'll tell
Can
you
I
that
say
much.
something though? Like, I feel like as Hispanic, like, they value the family so much. So even if there's issues with the mom and the dad, someone's gonna step in because family is so important. Where does the kid go to if family can't step in?
That's
where you choose your friends wisely. Okay? I was talking about this yesterday on my live broadcast. How many of us have a homie or a homegirl or a best friend that you can just call at any moment and be like, hey, let's bonfire me and you, no phones, and let's just talk? How many of you can really call a friend right now and be like, hey, what are you doing? Kick it with me. Let's have a bonfire, not do anything, no money involved, just enjoy the bonfire.
I have
enjoy
one
your
friend
time.
that I can call.
You know what I mean? And Olisa saw me and my boy yesterday live. We were just there
Hey,
chilling.
Leia, what's good?
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what answers your question. Who can they go to? That friend.
Yeah,
that
like
one
your friend becomes
that's like your
family.
sister. I just give great advice, but I don't take my own advice.
That's
And we all
Then
do
what's
that
the
shit.
point?
We all do that
What's the
shit.
point if you're
We all do
giving
that
it?
shit.
We
We
all
all
do
do
it.
it. You do it
Hold
too.
on.
Stop
We
it.
all do
Stop
that.
it. You telling me you give great advice, but you take it?
She's gonna get
What?
You give great advice, but you take your own advice.
I'm not a hypocrite.
Bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. That's true though.
Hey, trust me. Hey,
No.
I'm the same way.
Oh, it's true.
Look, I can give the best advice,
Yes,
but
but
again,
we won't
I
take
can't
it.
take my own.
No.
Trust me.
So we
I
gotta hear it
think-
from someone.
But we
look.
repeat the same advice to each other. We do.
So it
Call me out
obviously
like that.
doesn't work.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Or is it not?
I
Well,
think
the
it's
thing
not
is,
working.
when feelings are involved, I think
It clouds the judgment.
it clouds you.
Yeah.
But then when it's an opposite party that doesn't obviously have bad intention to you, someone you trust,
They're
like her,
emotionally detached from the situation. We talked about this like
yeah, we
literally
did.
yesterday.
She could see things like from the outside. She could see things how they are logically without like the cloud of like, you know.
As opposed to when you're in it,
Heart.
like you're thinking with your heart
Okay.
as opposed with your head.
I'm gonna ask you
Hold on,
something.
pause.
Have you ever been in a fucked up toxic relationship? Have you ever given advice to someone that's been in a toxic relationship before? Have you ever taken your own advice?
Yes, I love the relationship.
How long before you noticed?
When the red flags started coming up. Like, you know, but it's like we were talking about before.
No.
Fool me
Totally
once.
That's bullshit. I totally doubt that bullshit. You've gone through it, you tried to fix
You from
it,
the
you
Bay
tried to
Area?
fix your relationship, tried everything, but it didn't work out, and people were telling you, hey, leave him because you're getting
Listen.
toxic and toxic and toxic and
What's-
toxic. So you keep going and try to fix it. Okay, did you
Did
not
you
try to fix
ask
it?
me what my advice was to the friend that was in the toxic
Okay, what was your
relationship?
advice?
I will never tell a friend to leave the toxic relationship. They have to make that decision on their own because It doesn't matter how many outside influences are gonna like tell them, oh leave, that's a red flag. Until they notice that shit
Yeah,
for
they have to see it
themselves,
for themselves.
Okay.
they're not gonna
Yeah, at the end of the
leave.
day,
So why would
okay.
I tell my friend to leave?
Okay, no.
Who the fuck am I to say that?
A fucking friend.
But
A
if I
fucking
see
friend.
my friend getting yelled at by
Shit.
her boyfriend,
The fuck you mean?
fuck
What
you,
kind of?
dick. You're not gonna talk to her like that.
Yeah,
you should
there's
leave that
lines, of course.
Okay.
If you're in a toxic relationship, fool, I'm telling you to leave that fucking relationship, homie. Like a real motherfucking homie, like a brother.
I would
see
only
you.
say
I don't want to
that
see you. Hey,
if
hold
it's
up, hold
affecting
the
me.
fuck up. Then you can
No,
talk.
you shut the
Hold the
fuck
fuck
up.
up.
You
What the
talk
fuck?
to
Hold the fuck up. What the fuck? So, hey, no, cause hold the fuck up. Hold on.
You the toxic one, motherfucker.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't no motherfucking toxic in a relationship. If anything, hold on. Hold on. I seen homies be in toxic relationships where the fuck they end up so fucking hurt, so fucking lost, so fucking depressed, so fucking with anxiety, everything that they fucking lose themselves. Why? Cause we let them fucking keep being in their relationship. Love for listening to all these motherfucking dumbasses that don't take my fucking advice and
Yeah,
come
but
back and ask me the
don't like
same
it,
stupid
everyone's
motherfucking
gonna-
question.
Listen.
Take it. But like I said, reverse psychology sometimes could work. I think.
Sometimes it doesn't. It's a 50-50. And I'm not taking those
Right,
chances.
So kind of, I mean, to follow on that, just your friends kind of want to tell you shit about like a relationship. What happens when your friend hits you with that? Because I stayed with him for so long, now I'm
Stuck?
not stuck, but it's like
Stuck.
you know,
Comfortable.
Not comfortable.
You're used to it.
No, it's not even that. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm mentally,
Fuck.
you know,
Trapped.
I was mentally abused. You know, we kind of talk to that.
Like when it gets to the level of like
When it gets to the
mental
level,
abuse.
right?
I've been in that situation.
But okay, so if you like to get personal, it's like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this,
Drinking?
and I might get some heat for it. But
Fuck it. Throw it out there.
I feel like in a situation like that, when
I'm gonna say it.
someone
Right
someone
away.
says that, I feel like you let yourself get to that.
Absolutely.
You
but
know,
for me,
it just sucks that a lot of whether it be male or female.
mostly women.
More for me.
Well, here's kind of the gist of it. So yeah, like I did like stay in a long bad relationship for a long time, and like I would express it, man, like I don't know how to get out of it. And to outside party, it's like leave, but it's not that simple because sometimes like they manipulate your life so much, or they have an influence on your life so much, where it makes they trick you into feeling like you're dependent on them. Like for me, I felt like I had nobody. I didn't have any friends. I had a bad relationship with my parents because of that relationship. So me like thinking, oh my God, how do I leave? I'm not gonna have anybody. I have to depend on this toxic person. For me, I had to hit rock bottom. Like, you need to be crying on the fucking floor with nobody. No friends, no family, no nothing. And that's when life.
I was right there.
All right, y'all. Thank you again, as always, for tuning in to this marvelous show where we talk shit, but we sometimes talk about serious shit and.
But we still talk shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
make
know.
it make sense.
You know, so we got a lot to come.
A lot. It's gonna get more
We-
serious.
Obviously,
More
had to
serious.
cut it a little bit on some of our scenes and stuff, but as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.